Hi, I'm Mike Marino, and this is a brand new episode of Live from My Mother's Basement. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement. We're here in the studio in Los Angeles, California, and we're getting ready to put down a great interview with this young man who happens to be a director, a writer, a producer, and surprisingly, coming from another part of the entertainment business, a comedy club owner that I've never worked for. But we're going to fix that. I'm glad he's laughing. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Aaron W. Bennett. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm doing
Thank you
great.
so much for coming over.
Thanks for having me on, Mike.
This is really great.
It means a lot.
We met because he works with my producer, Tatjana Bluchel, in a few different aspects of the entertainment business. We're going to find out what that's all about. And I'm going to tell you guys, he has a project that's on YouTube. We watched it. I've watched it a few times. I like this type of a film. I really do. I like horror. I like scary. I like stab him in the fucking head type stuff. And he has one that brings you all of that in a short. So we'll explain all that to you and how you could see it. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy that as well. So let's dig deep. Where the hell are you from, man?
From Washington State.
Washington State. Look at the smile.
No, nobody's ever heard it.
State.
No, everyone's just like, oh, it rains there all the time. And like, no, I'm not from what we call the wet side. That's the Seattle side. I'm from the farming side on the dry side of the mountains.
Is that right?
Yeah. A little town nobody's ever heard of called Prosser, Washington. I was born there and grew up in Sela, which is next to Yakima. That's like our big city.
Yakima? Was that the shirt?
Washington. Yeah, that's
Straight out of Yakima?
Yeah,
I'm wearing Uncle Tommy.
that's a hop.
Is it?
It's a big, like 65% of the United States hops come out of this little town called Moxie, Washington.
Yakima?
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah.
What's that like? Because we do think fog, rain.
Yeah.
Or is that's Seattle?
They call it, it's the dumbest. My mom hated this billboard. We have a billboard. The first thing will pop up if you look at Yakima, Yakima. You'll see this billboard that this guy put up in like the 70s or 80s. Got cut down, so he put it up on like steel, and put it back up, and it says the Yakima, Washington, the Palm Springs of Washington. So like we have an equal number of days to Palm Springs of sunshine, like 320 days of sunshine a year. So it's like we try to get people to like, oh, come, go to our wineries, go to our, like it doesn't rain here, like move here.
No kidding.
Yeah, a lot of people snowbird. They spend the winters down in Phoenix, and then they live in Yakima in the summers when Phoenix is too darn hot.
Yakima.
Yeah.
It must be beautiful.
Oh yeah, 20 minutes away from Mount Rainier. Yeah,
A lot of mountains.
Yeah, I was a kid when St. Helens blew up.
Oh, no kidding.
Still living in Prosser. We had like probably 2-3 inches of ash all over the ground. Looked like it was wintertime. It's crazy. Yeah, I was just a little fella.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm thinking there's farms everywhere. Is that it? Like farms?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cattle?
Absolutely. I had orchards across the street. Go as a kid with my little BB gun and shoot sparrows, stuff like that. Yeah, it's apple orchards everywhere, and they cut them all down. I got McMansions everywhere now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there's like fewer and fewer big syndicates that own like the farms. It's a lot less like family farms now.
So that's where you grew up?
Yeah, that's where I grew up, right in the middle of the Fruit Bowl of Washington. Yeah.
The Fruit Bowl of Washington.
Yeah.
I want an apple right now for some weird reason.
But they never had
Washington
a comedy club.
apples.
They never had a comedy club.
In Yakima?
I opened the first comedy club Yakima
No shit.
ever had, yeah.
How old were you?
Probably 30, 35.
Really?
36. Yeah, a buddy of mine, he came to our improv show and said, "Oh, you guys are great. I got a bar. I just closed it. It's in my hotel. You guys want to come and open up a comedy club there?" And he and I became really good friends. And sure enough, I opened up a comedy club. My buddy Jonas Barnes helped me bring comics in from like Portland and Seattle and all that.
Big comedy scene in
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon. There
Yeah.
used to be
They got a lot of good folks.
Harvey's Comedy Club was in Portland, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then the Seattle scene, Seattle
has Tacoma
Seattle's
Comedy
best
Club.
coffee.
Yeah.
Isn't that where
Yeah.
Starbucks came from? Seattle,
Starbucks,
right?
Seattle's best, yeah.
I like Seattle's best better than Starbucks.
Yeah,
I could say that. Neither of them sponsor my show. Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. Hey, man, you got to get some
I always did
Dunkin'
like
money.
Seattle. I wish. I like Seattle's best. I don't know if you've seen this, but here in North Hollywood now they have a legendary offshoot of, oh shit, now it's going to escape me. It's one of the most famous signs in the world.
Yeah.
It's a donut. Randy's
Oh, yeah.
Donuts. He's
Yeah.
over here in North Hollywood.
Yeah,
now.
I just drove by that.
you see it?
I had no idea that was, like, this is a new thing, though, right?
He franchised. There's
Yeah.
one in LAX inside the airport, and there's this one over here. Now look, it's really not good for you.
No.
They got donuts that are like this big.
Yeah. Yeah.
You seen this?
Yeah, I asked for a bear claw, and he gave me this one, and I was like, that's a grizzly claw. What the hell is this? And the kid was like, eh.
I went there this morning, and they had a donut that's this big, seriously, this big, and on the top of it is Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
And or Oreo cookies. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's just go.
Yeah, you can't talk about all this. I'm like,
We'll be right back after a word from our
Word
sponsors.
from the sponsor. We just need a donut to come up on the screen.
Donuts is so good. They got this maple bar. You could get eggs, but why bother?
Yeah, that doesn't. You don't go there for that.
All right, let's get back to the interview. I just made myself so hungry for a donut. But they are really delicious. I know you started franchises. How did we even get on this subject?
It doesn't matter.
Have something to do with Seattle's best and then the comedy scene.
Coffee and donuts. That's how the brain works.
There is a big comedy scene up there, but I never heard of yours. So what was it called?
It's called the Laugh Lounge.
Laugh Lounge?
Yeah. We
All right.
We had a really nice logo and all that. And I closed it down when I moved down here.
How long did you run the club?
A little less than 2 years. Yeah.
2 years? Did you do stand-up?
Yeah, I did stand-up for a while. I did more improv than stand-up. I wrote a lot of sketch comedy. Started doing that in like 99.
So what did you do? Host your evenings?
Yeah. We would do
Good
that.
evening, welcome to the show, and
just to kind
here's
of
some
save
comedians.
money. Yeah, and it gave me an excuse to be there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love going to places like that. You know, you get to venture off, and then you can make up jokes about what you see, because you're not going to do it where you're from.
No.
Like we just made up a whole new routine about Randy's Donuts.
Yeah.
They should pay us.
Yeah, they should.
In
We should take this
donuts.
over there.
Yeah. Hey, look,
He's probably got a corporate
you owe
office.
us.
Yeah.
Give us some T-shirts.
I don't think they sponsor any podcasts, but they should.
Right? Randy's Live from my mother's basement, presented to you by Randy's Donuts.
Yeah.
Would you like some sugar in the morning? Do you have a 5-year-old? You want to see him run around the block 20 times?
Yeah. Go to Randy's.
Get some Fruit Loops on the donut. All right. Well, listen, that's really cool that you own the comedy club. You're in the comedy business. When did you come down to Hollywood?
Oh, I made the brilliant decision to move down in 2018. And, not too long before COVID started.
What a good time to come.
Yeah. So,
Hey, there's COVID happening. Let's go to Hollywood while everybody else is leaving. We'll be the ones coming.
Yeah. It made perfect sense. I mean, nobody knew.
So you came down here in the pursuit of entertainment?
I had a writing job. I had a buddy that was producing, and he was looking for writers on a comedy series. And he's just like, hey man, I submitted some of your sketches. I told him about you, and I had a job, and I rented my house out up in Washington, quit my job, and I was just like, cool, I'm gonna go do this. I moved here. A week after we moved here, one of the EPs took the money, like just under $2 million, took the whole budget and split. The feds showed up, like, sunglasses at night, suit, everything, flashed some badges, and pulled the producers aside on this other project I was working on. I was just doing lighting, didn't know what was happening. Nobody did. And they explained to him, like, look, we've been monitoring your emails and phone calls. We know you don't know about it, but we know this guy took the money 2 days ago. We are trying to find him. Yeah. And I was unemployed that quick. trying to figure it out.
How does anybody embezzle? I mean, I'm Italian. I'm from New Jersey. I don't even know how to do that. I'm afraid to take a cookie.
Yeah,
how do you embezzle?
He just he forged all their signatures and moved the money. I couldn't believe it was that easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they catch him?
Yeah, they caught him, but he spent it all.
He spent it all?
Yeah.
So what did they do? Put him in jail?
I hope so. He's probably hanging out with Bernie Madoff playing tennis. I mean, that's the way the world works anymore.
But how do you spend $2 million in that fast?
What
do you buy a yacht and just drive away?
You remember that old Pryor movie, Richard Pryor movie, where he had to like spend all that money?
Yeah.
I could figure it out. They said he couldn't buy real estate, and I think that was the plot. He couldn't buy real estate, couldn't give it away.
So the $2 million project didn't go into production.
No, it's a brilliant concept too. I begged those guys to try and just keep pitching it and keep circulating it, but the people that own the rights to it were just like so hurt by it. They made the call and they're just like, nah, this project's tainted. And I'm like, there's no better revenge than success. So like, make it work, make it anyways.
I mean, I'm not even involved and I'm brokenhearted. It's disgusting, this business sometimes.
It crushed so many people, man. Thieves are gross human beings, man.
There's so many people who get opportunities that more talented people never get.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. No, I had no idea how hard it is to get work. I was really naive. There's a lot of things I'm naive about, but moving down here, I thought, this show didn't get work out, so I'll just get on another show. People work 10, 15 years making connections, trying to get it to be a writer's assistant. And after somebody explained to me, I was just like, oh no, I should not be down here. I should be like trying to network. Before I moved down, I just almost lucked out with this other job. I had no idea.
So you come down here working on a job that goes away.
Yeah. And
then what did you do?
I immediately started writing stuff on my own and trying to send it out. I started getting a bunch of meetings. Which was great. Won a couple contests. I thought that's what I'll do. I'll try and put my stuff in comedy contests. Had a lot of success with that and like finished really high with a bunch of scripts and pilots and comedy pilots and things like that. I thought, okay, this is how it'll work out, right?
Right.
And then COVID hit and like shut it down. Like our meetings all stopped. Nobody was producing anything. And I'm like, well, I used to do a lot of construction. I grew up, my dad is a general contractor, so I had all that knowledge from that. So I wanted to still do something with movies. And like I said, I was naive. Like I didn't realize there were jobs within movies for people that know how to do construction. And how dumb is that? Like if somebody builds the sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't spend a lot of time thinking that, or I'd have moved down a lot sooner and just gone up that part of the ladder. So I started like painting sets and talked to a couple other guys, and I found out what a grip was. Electricians existed, and I'm like, well, I know general electrician, general contracting, and domestic, so like maybe I could get a job going that way. Fast forward from 2019 to now, I've got like grip and electric truck that I take that electric and stand and all that package. I got a camera package. And
you got to kind of explain to everybody what the word grip actually means.
Oh yeah, because you see it in the credits after a movie.
Yeah, the grip.
I didn't even know.
It's the grip truck.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure, and I've heard the term my whole life.
Yeah.
So there's the grip and the best boy and
they're like the muscle.
Art directors and
they're like the muscle on set. And
what is a grip? The electricians?
So they work hand in hand. So like you got a lighting stand over there and you got a light on top of it. The electrician and the grip come together. The grip puts down the stand and the electrician mounts the light and runs all the power. And but the grips also control the shadows. So if you think of any non-electrical lighting, like maybe you're outside and you need to bounce some light up under somebody, the grips do that. If it doesn't take electricity, the grips do it all. They also do like all the heavy lifting. People see like scaffolding outside of movie sets and stuff like that. Grips are the ones that rig that. So like if anyone's driving by and they see big black tents around the outside of a house, those are the grips that build those tents to make it look like it's night inside. We call it day for night and night for day. The electricians turn nighttime into daytime and the grips turn daytime into nighttime. And it's a lot of lifting. It's basically construction on a movie set.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that spoke to me. I was just like, wow, okay, I know how to use a wrench. I got all these tools, you know, so that's how I stayed on a movie set. It wasn't by writing or directing or doing something like that. It was by just doing physical labor.
So where did the word grip even come from?
Oh man, I didn't know there was going to be a test.
It's not, but let's be honest, it is a weird word.
It is, yeah.
I'm a grip. What the fuck is a grip?
Yeah.
You grip what? You grab somebody? It's got to come from something.
It's got to come from something. I feel so bad.
What is even a best boy? I remember. Oh, that's the best boy. Well,
I can
who's
tell
he?
you, I best a lot. I'm a best boy a lot. So best boy is like the first mate, essentially. And so a lot of their terms come from rigging, like ship rigging and tying knots and sailboats. That goes way back.
Is there a best boy on a boat?
Yeah, pretty much the first mate.
Really?
Yeah. So if you got a key grip and he's in charge of all the knots.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
The key grip. That's right. I forgot about that. What's the difference between a grip and a key grip?
Key grip's the boss.
The boss.
Yeah.
I'm the keys to the grip. You're just a grip.
Yeah. The best boy is the one that he takes care of all the gear. He rents everything. He gets all the crew together. He does all the payroll. Back in the day, you know, he'd fill out all the paperwork, make sure everybody got paid.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a best boy electric and a best boy grip. Those two teams work together. And there's a grip truck and there's an electric truck on big movies.
So you have your own truck,
yeah,
your own things.
I put it together. I just started getting used tools and used equipment. And
so that would mean somebody hires you, you come with your own stuff.
Yeah, I try to. That gets me on more jobs than just being a grip with no tools.
What is the term? Let's see if I can't figure this out. But this is for everybody to know, because when you're on a movie set, there are the union guys, and they have these.
Probably got a gaffer.
A gaff. Shit!
That's
what the hell's
weird
him?
one.
What's he?
Yeah, he's in charge of the lighting. Like so you've got a director of photography or a DP. And, you know, he's running the camera, he's picking the lenses, he's making the image, he's deciding if it's going to be light over here and darkness here, or if it's going to be pink or blue or whatever. It's his vision of what the photograph is going to look like.
What was he?
Director of photography. So
DP.
you got the DP. Yeah, and so you have the director saying, I want my actors to do this, and he turns around to the director of photography and says, I want it to look like this, though. And so that guy goes over to his gaffer, which is the head electrician. And then he goes over to the key grip and he says, hey, you guys work together and make this happen. So the key grip goes over there, figures it out, and it goes to his crew. Gaffer goes to his electricians. They wait for the grips to rig all the stands and lights. And, you know, we could hang a light from the ceiling up here. And
so many people bothering me with this
you're famous,
stupid
man.
fucking bell.
Yeah. It makes you feel like I got an idea. Like when I get an answer right, like it's a like it's
it should be like
show.
A bubble that pops up.
Like
Bing.
Yeah. This is what a grip is. Ding. I got 10 points.
It's funny because we're pre-recording, but somebody might be watching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How's that possible?
Somebody's gonna be like, "How the hell does this guy not know what a grip is?" Yeah. It's like, no, I just never.
There's
asked
a lot of
anybody.
terms. Look at this: grip, key grip, gaffer, best boy.
Best boys. Yeah, and a lot of people were just like, well, it used to be really pretty male dominated. Now you see a lot of lady grips and gaffers and best boys. The position's still called a best boy.
So while you're pursuing your career as a writer, director, producer, you make your ends meet by being
a grip. A grip, yeah.
Who has his own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be easier to hire a grip who comes with everything than hire a grip and say, okay, go get your thing, or where do you get it?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to hire somebody else.
Yeah, and I can control the pricing too. So it's like if it's my stuff, I can say, well, let me give you a sweet deal, rather than go to like a big place and they're going to have fixed pricing. Typically, you know, I can be flexible. So a lot of the small places and music videos and stuff, they use my gear.
So in your truck, your gear is C-clamps.
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah,
clamps.
C-clamps with baby pins. They look like a thumb sticking out of it, and then the light mounts onto that. Yeah, sandbags. We just bags of dirt. Go get me some dirt. You know,
they say that.
Yeah, and
I never had apple box.
Yeah,
he's a little too short.
Yeah, exactly. We call them man makers.
Yeah.
It's like guys like Tom Cruise, they're like 5'4",
Right.
He's not a very tall guy, but in movies, he's standing eye to eye with, these bigger actors. Well, he's standing on a man maker.
Yeah, right. In this scene, Tom, you're going to make love to this woman. So get him a 2-foot apple box and jack him up so he can look down.
I'm done in this town. You know that,
right? He's a key grip.
Yeah.
He's got the keys to the grip.
Yeah.
Wow. So the apple box, they got 2 feet ones and 6-inch ones.
Yeah.
I've been known to stand on an apple box.
Pancakes, quarter apple, half apple, full apple.
Really?
Yeah, and then you'll like this. They have positions because it's shaped like a shoebox kind of. So it's got a long side, a flat side, and then a side. Well, they call it New York, Chicago, and L.A. The tallest one is New York, and then when it's on its side, it's Chicago, and then when it's flat, it's L.A.
No kid.
Yeah.
A little old terminology.
I didn't know that until like 2 years ago, so don't be too impressed. I've been a grip for 5 years, and someone goes, give me New York. And I was like, okay. And they just with the apple box. And I didn't know what are you talking about? So I set it down. He goes, no, that's LA. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you doing to me? And he goes, LA, Chicago, New York. Oh, wow. And he walked off. And he was like,
imagine that. You don't know terminology. Someone say, hey, key grip. Bring me New York. Yeah. All right, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Oh, now I got it. Now I got to use that. Yeah.
Hey, Chicago. Oh, you want pizza?
Yeah, man. Oh, now I got to remember that.
Wow.
Yeah. Give me New York. Go fuck yourself.
I only know one thing. Cut and back to one.
Yeah, back to one.
Start again.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah, you fuck
Could you give me something else? Yeah. Like what?
Yeah, be specific.
Yeah.
No, my biggest pet peeve, and I know you've heard this one from directors and stuff from when you've been on, is, that was perfect. Let's go again. Well, if it was perfect, why the fuck are we going again?
Yeah. Let's waste some film.
Yeah. Don't say it was perfect.
Does anybody even have film anymore?
Don't tell me it was perfect. Did you want another one? It's like, another for safety is like, maybe the sound wasn't right, or maybe, we're going to do it again just so we have 2. But it was like, oh no, that was perfect. That was perfect, Mike. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Why? Let's move the hell on. That
was so film. Good. Let's just do one more. Yeah, just safety.
Yeah, I love Clint Eastwood's attitude about it when he directs. It was just like, oh, do you want me to do one more, Clint? He's like, why? That was perfect. I don't want to waste everybody's time. Like, yes.
I remember when I was a kid in New York City, coming up in the commercial world. I went to this audition, and in the casting room was 9 squares, like a cartoon. 9, 3, 3, 3 squares. What is it called when you're getting ready to do some scenes? The storyline, the story breakdown. Storyboard. Yeah. So it was a storyboard of a commercial. And in the first box was a tree with a rope and a black tire. And it was supposed to be a swing on the tree on the farm. And underneath it said, the way the writer wrote it. In the next box was the tree, but the tire was on the ground and the rope wasn't there. It said the way the director directed it. In the next scene, there was no tree, just a tire. And it said the way the DP filmed it. And then each box had somebody else doing something completely different. Yeah. And at the very end, there was nothing. And it said the way the commercial came out.
Yeah. No, it's 100% true. Like there's the movie you write, the movie you shoot, and the movie they edit. And then that might not even be the one that makes it to the theater. Like they talk about, this was my artistic vision. It's like, well, it's going to look more like your autistic vision by the time you're done with it, because it's not going to look, unless you're the guy with the money, you're the director, you're the writer, and the actors are going to do what you say, it's never going to be exactly what you picture in your mind.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted.
And it's a collaborative medium too. So, you got to rely on actors to find something close to what you want to do and what you imagine. And a really good director can explain it, but sometimes there are better actors out there that have better ideas, and you just got to go, yeah, sure, I'm glad I came up with that. Imagine
that. Get all this stuff going on a film set, and who made money?
Yeah.
The guy who embezzled.
The guy who ran away with
your
before we
cash.
ever got. Yeah. Oh,
we
man.
went back to owning a comedy club in Yakima.
They should have taken it out of his ass with a baseball bat.
Well, yes.
And let us all have a shot too. Because sending him to
That's
prison,
so
like what is
fucked up.
that? What is that? Send him to
Fuck prison. Eye for eye, for tooth. You take from me, I take from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fast forward, now you're making your money and a living being a grip with your own grip truck. But we met because you worked on a project or your own project with my producer, Tatjana Bluchel, who we all know is a phenomenal makeup artist and special effects makeup artist. I hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be changing the names of what they are. Special effects, right?
Yeah.
Special effects.
I
makeup
always,
artist, but
visual effects, but it's like that makeup special effects. Yeah, that she crushes in that. Like she made like a little eyeball and like tongue and stuff like that for my thing. Yeah,
I don't. I make the faces gross. Because she's so good at making what she makes. It this shit's gross.
Yeah,
it's gross. Let's be honest. You know, it's fucking gross.
It's funny. People in makeup when they love the reaction on set when someone does something, and if they turn around and see you go, oh, they're just like, yeah.
I would hope so. I would hope so because
you gotta love what you do.
Not many people appreciate. But a makeup artist who does special effects, especially scary shit, I guess they would be like, yes.
Yeah.
He thinks it's disgusting because when you see the eyes and the blood and the chopped up arm and scary faces, the teeth. It's pretty wild how they know how to do that and I guess learn by going to school or working on sets doing it. So Tatjana is an award-winning special effects makeup artist. I know she won an award on that project that you mentioned, the mean one.
The mean one.
The mean one.
Yeah.
When she made that creature.
She made David
What's
Howard,
that creature?
The Grinch.
The Grinch.
Yeah. They weren't allowed to say it anywhere in there. They called him like the Grump once or something like that. Yeah, because it's like trademarked or whatever. And the guy was really walking the line. But he looked just like
it looked just Jim like
Carrey's,
Jim Carrey.
Grinch.
The eyes, the face, the smile, that cheek going like that. It was pretty disgusting. It was a great movie. Guys, go out there and see this movie. The Mean One.
The Mean One, yeah. And it's one of those like fun like 1980s vibe. It's got like a practical makeup and gore. It's like it feels like something that like when I was a kid I'd watch at a drive-in theater. Like it was just fun, It's not like you go in there. It's not like a horror movie that's got multi-million-dollar budget. It's like a fun movie that a bunch of people had a blast making. Small team. Like it's like husband, director, wife was the first AD. And she was one of the actors in it. Like it's just like indie stuff.
I heard they made a lot of money. Maybe they're making a sequel.
Oh, to the Mean One?
I don't know.
Oh, I know the Terrifier movies did really good.
Right.
With the clown. Yeah. And
all right, well.
Same actor. And the same actor that played the Joker in my movie.
All right. So I'm hoping we're going to get him on the podcast as well. I just want to say, though, I did go see the Mean One in New Jersey somewhere. I had to drive an hour and a half to go see this movie. Yeah. Then I went with a friend of mine, and we were just laughing, yet going, yet going, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. It was entertaining. I like campy. I like old school.
Yeah.
I like the original Frankenstein. I like the thing on Saturday night on Channel 3 called Svengoolie. And he tells you all about these creatures and how they made the movie and where they went on.
Breaks it all down.
Yeah, he does. Wow. Even he could say, you might have seen this actor and he named 3 other movies. You might have seen this person in other projects and this guy. And you're like, wow, yeah.
He just knows it.
Yeah, and it's, you can appreciate if you really like movies or cinema, because they called it cinema, right?
Yeah, cinema.
They called it back in the day, we're making a picture.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
We're making a picture. Now it's like, we're doing a film, we're doing a flick.
I'm going to go to the picture show.
Yeah. Remember that? The picture show.
Yeah.
So now there is I guess, is it a trilogy of movies with, what's his name?
David Howard Thornton.
David Howard Thornton.
Called it Terrifier.
Terrifier.
Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3. They're getting ready to make number 4.
Really?
Yeah.
What a great project.
Yeah.
I saw them. I don't think I've seen all 3. I saw the first one, let's say. And kind of like Saw.
Yeah. It's like Saw meets Freddy Krueger meets it like nightmare type scenario. Like, yeah, I liked it. It's gory. It's shit.
Well, that's what we like. And the actor is great, man. The actor is really, really great. So how did you get him to be in your project, which we're going to talk about now, is a short. Now, I've seen the short. I had to get reminded about the short when we did a little pre-interview.
Yeah.
I love this type of a thing.
Yeah.
I do.
Cool.
I wished I could have been him. When I'm watching it, I'm saying to myself, wow, look at the energy that this actor has. So I want you to tell us all about it. It's called Joker's Wild.
Yeah.
Tatjana did the makeup for the Joker. And it's phenomenal. I mean, you guys got to see this.
Appreciate that.
Hiya, Jay. Oh, I'm sorry I'm so sleepy. I've been trying so very hard to stay alive for you. I'm just so very tired out.
Rob, it's rude not to look at me when I'm talking to you. About you. With you.
The face, the hair, looks like the Joker. Looks like the original Joker from Batman, the TV show. What was his name?
Cesar Romero.
Cesar Romero.
Yeah, that's that's a big compliment. Yeah, because
it's so cool.
Yeah, he's the closest to the comic books that I felt like had happened in a long time. And Jack Nicholson, I like the closest to the look, with the rictus grin that he had.
Jack Nicholson, yes. After that, it became weird.
Yeah, just different actors' takes on stuff. It wasn't like the comics. It was like there was the movie version of the Joker, and you had like cartoon versions of the Joker, and then you had the comic books. It was like these 3 different variants. So we wanted to try and make, and David was really passionate about this too. It's like his favorite villain. And he's always wanted to play this guy. But he does voiceover work. So he can do like 100 voices, like cartoons, people. He's really good. And it's funny because he keeps playing all these characters in these movies that blow up, and they're non-speaking characters. But he's played actor, or he's acted as characters in stuff where he spoke, but the stuff that really hit was stuff where he wasn't talking and he had makeup on, all this. And he's just like, I would love to play this damn character in a DC movie. So he goes, this is kind of like my audition. This is like, hey, world, this is what I actually sound like, and I can do this. Here, check it out. And so we did him up like a comic book Joker. Tatjana, David, myself, we all agreed, like, if we're going to do it, we want to do it because we're comic book nerds from when we were little kids. It's like, we want to make him look like he did in the comics in the 80s. And
if you actually look at Cesar Romero in Batman, he had a mustache.
Yeah.
They put the makeup right over his mustache.
He would not shave his mustache.
I wonder what they were saying on that set.
Yeah.
Somebody had to say, hey, listen, just shave your mustache for a week.
Yeah.
It'll grow back. He probably said, no, put the makeup on top of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the definition of the cameras and TV and stuff back then, maybe they couldn't. I never knew. It wasn't until I saw still shots, like really good photographs of the sets from those years, that I was like, what's on his lip? I never knew those stories about how he had, because on TV from far away and on movies and film and stuff like that, you couldn't see that texture because they just put makeup over the top of it. But shave your mustache off. It grows back, Caesar. What's the matter with you?
And I wonder who actually made him act like that. Was that his choice? With that high-pitched voice? Ooh, 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 ah, 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 ah. What were they doing? Were they doing mushrooms or some shit? What made him act like such a goofball? Because you think about it, woo, hoo, 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 ha, 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 ha.
Oh, that's true.
And then you had his crew.
Those guys were just off set, holding a light stand.
Joint. Batman.
What time's lunch? I've been right off screen. Like it's like I can't help but watch TV and movies and stuff and think that just like right outside of frame, there's 40 people sitting there, tired as hell, probably working a 16-hour day or whatever, and on the screen that we're gonna see on TV, there's like a guy and a gal making love, like alone in the woods or whatever. But just outside, there's someone sitting there eating a donut, like going, "Hey, what are we gonna have for lunch?" Like, it kind of ruined it for me, to be honest. Like the magic, like
I wonder what they were talking about. Imagine that. Imagine the key grips on that set. This will never work.
Yeah.
This is never gonna work.
Yeah. I can't believe they got picked up for another season. What's happening right now? Who watches this shit?
This is for kids.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, me.
Eating Randy's donuts.
Yeah.
And Seattle's best.
Yeah.
That's why Cesar Romero was so nuts. He was having Cheerios. All right. Well, hey, so now we fast forward to your project on Joker's Wild, and you got him, and he's talking.
Oh, yeah.
He must have been really happy that he got to have dialogue.
Yeah, he had a good time. I was worried.
This was written?
Yeah, I wrote this short. Initially, all we were going to do is put him in makeup and do some makeup tests. And they do those for movies all the time where they bring in guys and they try like, oh, well, what if we put a cut here? And they do that. And they bring in the actor and then they clean him up and try different makeup and clean him up. And they just take snapshots in lighting to see how it's going to look. And they do that on Marvel movies a lot with like the monsters and villains and evil characters to see if it looks right. And then they pick one. And we were like, well, hey, why don't, I asked Tatjana and I asked David, is like, you guys want to get together? I got this truck, I got this camera, we'll do a makeup test, play around a little bit. And then I was like, we're going to be there all day. Why don't we just film something? And so I sent him the script. He liked the script, and I figured I can bang this out in a day. If we had to go the day before and the day after to light it and tear it down because there was going to be no time to light the whole thing in the same day. But that gave us the whole day to shoot, and he just went in there like it was his playground. And
where actually were you?
It was a place in it's in East LA, kind of right off the 5, and it's a cool studio. They made that all kinds of stuff shot there. Johnny Depp is shot there. Like this building has been around like since the 40s. It's old, like really cool looking building, and it's got all these different looks in it. And they did that Turn Down for What music video, and the same director from Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was one of his first big projects that hit, was that music video. You can look it up on YouTube also. That was filmed there. In the room just on the other side of where we filmed this, there's like a kitchen set, and when he crashes through the ceiling in that music video and lands there, that was that kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about this town, is you just drive around and you're like, oh, that's the tunnel from Back to the Future, right over there by the Getty. That's right off the 405. And I'm like, why does this look so familiar? And my buddy's like, because this is the tunnel, man. It was also in Chinatown. It was also in,
There's so many
history.
Great locations and history. The old school bungalows where they put people up over there in Burbank. And then, the warehouses that are just used for filming, and they just sit there empty.
Yeah.
There's even places downtown where they actually had the Oscars. There used to be hotels that pretty much are shitholes. So they rent them out for film and television.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how they make the money, because it looks really creepy without you doing much.
Yeah.
So in his project, you see, of course, they're in some kind of a warehouse looking type of a thing that might have been condemned for a long time ago. Nobody knows that they're in there. So you got the Joker and his nemesis.
Oh yeah, he's torturing Robin. And it's right out of one of those old stories. It's called Death in the Family from 1988. It was a graphic novel. It's like the most hardcore comic that I had ever read as a kid. It really freaked me out because it's where he kills Jason Todd. He beats him with a crowbar. And I'm like, I never saw comics do stuff like that. Like, DC went there. And as a little kid, I'm reading this, and I'm like, my mom knew I was reading this. She would not want me reading this. It was one of those like moments where I was just like, it kind of stuck with me. And so I just took that little piece of action and put it in this one room. And I knew I only had so much time. So the script is only like 6 pages long. And it's about what you can do in a day. And we just shot the shit out of it. Like every angle, ran it as many times as we could. We only had a couple chances, and some takes were just great. We moved on, got it in one, let's go. And then moved the camera and then ran it again. Tried to get as much, the terms coverage, tried to get as much camera coverage as possible so that we could chop it all together later. Yeah.
One of the coolest things about this project that you guys are going to get to see is the Joker is, I don't say is interrogating, but he's torturing what would have been Robin from Batman and Robin. And the guy who's playing Robin is tied up and getting his ass beat. The guy playing the Joker's energy is so unbelievable. As an actor myself, I'm watching him saying, man, I'm jealous. I really wish I could do that. I don't know if I could have that kind of energy for that long of a period of time. But he's so damn good.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
he's so damn good.
Something else. And just polite, easygoing. It's a little weird seeing someone done up like that horror makeup and whatever. And he's just like, yeah, that's fine. And then as soon as the camera's rolling, it's like, just starts
nasty.
Just flips the switch.
Nasty. And the makeup. I mean, I like the way his chin is that long. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Face.
We wanted him to look.
Stretch the shit out of his face.
Yeah.
And this is all Tatjana Bluchel, right?
Yeah.
Now, did you tell her what you wanted it to look like, or did you just say, do what you want?
David and I were just like, can you make it look like a comic book? And she, I sent her some reference photos, and one of them was from this game, Arkham Knights. And it's like this horror variation of the Joker. He's scary, it's gnarly clothes, and it's just like just a strange looking long chin. And I was like, I know there's the Joker from the cartoons and the Joker from the comics, but like this is the Joker that if it was in a horror movie, which is what David is famous for, I think his horror fans would want to see his horror take, because I think he could do a funny version. He could do a Cesar Romero where it's just his face, and he has. He was in a internet series, a web series, fan series called Nightwing Escalation. Nightwing Escalation. And it was just his face, makeup, red, that was it. And I just kind of wanted to go a little further. And Tatjana was like, hold my beer. Like, what's far? What's further? She's like, let me throw some stuff at you. And she starts like texting me like all these pictures of I said, I'm looking for like an eyeball. And she goes, well, what kind of eyeball? And all of a sudden I get a flood of photos. I'm probably on a list now because it's like all these body parts and dismemberment. Makeup effects people are a different breed because they're just like, none of that stuff affects them at all.
I'm making the face just thinking about what it looks like in my mind.
She's sending me stuff with like guys on the ground with their guts out and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, just like, I have a burger in front of me. I still need to eat. And you're sending me this shit. I'll take your word for it.
I wonder, I don't want to blow it for everybody. I want to watch the project. But the chin has to be connected from something.
Yeah.
It looks like it's 4 to 5 inches longer than a normal chin, right?
Yeah. David's got like a pretty full chin anyway. And so a lot of people were just like, well, why didn't you just put makeup on him? David looks enough the part. He's got a really good broad smile. He's done it before. And I'm like, yeah.
The cheeks are up like that. The chin comes down. The hairline's kind of like pulled back, but then he got the fake thing like that. It just really looks good. And he laughs like, oh, what a jerk.
Yeah, he nails it. Oh yeah. And just a lot of people also commented on the video, and they were just like, this is like Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
The Michael Madsen.
Yes.
He's just like stuck in the middle and he cuts that guy's ear off. And they're just like, that's what this is, but with the Joker. And I'm like, yeah. He's tortured and killed people before in the comics.
You're the new Quentin Tarantino. The Quentin Tarantino of horror. I want to be in his movies. Come on, let's do this shit. Chop me up.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Guys, when you see this, you're going to think, wow, this is really, really good. And the actor that we're talking about is phenomenal. And he stars right now in the ongoing series called Terrifier.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal. But let's bring up the other guy. There's another guy in this.
Yeah.
He plays Robin. What's his name?
Yeah, that's Joel LeBlanc.
Joel LeBlanc.
Yeah.
And
Good kid.
this poor guy
Yeah, he took a beating.
gets fucked up. And a lot of it is screaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't even know how
No,
anybody could scream all day long without wanting to crack up laughing.
His voice was shot. No,
Yeah?
he was great. Like never at any point did he fall out of it and think, oh, this is silly or whatever. Like he showed up, he got him makeup. He was a little nervous because I think he was really excited to meet David.
Oh, really?
He was a huge Terrifier fan.
Is that right? Yeah.
And so like I told him in advance, just don't be cool, all right? Don't make it weird for the guy. And he's just like, okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. It was a big deal for him. And, it's something to see it. Yeah.
So where did they get, or did Tatjana put the makeup on that guy? He has the mask from Robin.
Yeah, from Robin.
It's the one in the later versions of Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Where'd you get him?
Amazon. It's like
Googled it.
Yeah, it was like $3. We barely got it in
That's
time.
it?
Yeah, no, man, it was just.
Wasn't it busted in the middle? What'd you do? Pull it apart?
No, she worked her magic on it. I don't want to ruin the plot or whatever, but she worked her magic on it.
Oh.
And made it look
Like it was pulled apart.
Yeah.
And it's not?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Okay, now that's fucked up.
Yeah.
She didn't break it so you could get your money back?
No, that's what I should have done. I should have sent it back.
I want my $6 back.
It's all sticky. What is this? Yeah.
Wow. So is that buckets of blood?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She had like a big old jug of blood, and she had a couple smaller ones, and then he had a couple like, I didn't know this, but in their world, there's like dozens of different types of blood, like no sugar, types that will run, types that will stick and not run. And I'm like, you're kind of blowing my mind right now. I can't really process all this. I'll take your word for it. Because she was asking me, like, what do you want me to bring?
Get overwhelming.
Yeah. I just trust her to take the wheel, and she did a great job. She crushed it. Yeah. I wish I could have given her more time too, because that's one of the things, like you actors, you guys go and you get face casts, and then that way they can work without you and get the pieces ready. And then on the day you come in early and they put the pieces on your face and do all that. Like people have seen those videos before. Well, that was one thing I couldn't afford. I couldn't afford another day to get David in there to do a face cast. So she had to like kind of like shoot from the hip and use a kit that was like generic to fill in some of the blanks. But the rest
I would assume the makeup and stuff costs money, and once it's used, you can't use it again.
No.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So tell everybody where they can actually see this project called Joker's Wild.
Yeah, YouTube. I threw it on YouTube. We ended up getting 300,000 views in 2 weeks. Yeah, so
300,000 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, people love David and people love the Joker, and it just kind of like it caught fire online, and a bunch of places ran with it. Normally, even places that review movies that don't do shorts, they would start the article and say like, we normally don't do shorts, but this isn't bad. And that was kind of a nice compliment.
It almost doesn't seem like a short. It looks like you were actually watching the movie.
Yeah, my buddy Chris Bond, he's the director of photography. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
So like, and he came in, and we lit it together with the rest of our crew. Was just two people. We had one gaffer and one key grip, and Annie Williams and Tyler Hart was the gaffer. And yeah, just the four of us pre-lit it the day before. Yeah. And It turned out really nice. A very cinematic look. And
Cinematic.
yeah, man.
That's the word.
Yeah, looked like an actual movie. That's what a lot of people complimented us on. It's just like, this thing looks like a high budget cinematic production. We're like, that's like the best compliment you can give us.
Sometimes there's these projects that they spend millions of dollars on, like Joker Part 2, right?
Right. Yeah.
And you kind of like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
You should have just left it alone.
Well, the first one won Oscars.
Yeah, I know. And it was great.
Yeah.
Then the second one, you kind of like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Can't you just give me a job? I recently watched The Gladiator Part 2.
I know.
I watched it on a plane. And I'm like, come on.
I love the first one so much.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll if I walk into someone's house and that's, you got a buddy that there is a certain list of movies. Like if I walk in and that someone's watching Blues Brothers, don't talk. We're going to sit down and finish this movie. I don't care where it's at. I might even ask, can we restart it if they're not far in? That's my favorite movie of all time. And, but Gladiator is another one. If I walk in and someone's watching it on TV, I'm going to sit down and respect it and watch it because it's just a damn good movie. And like, that's another one. And then they made a sequel.
I watched the Gladiator Part 2 and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it's never going to be as good.
It's just, I don't know, there's something not right about it. But if you think about the movie, The Blues Brothers, watch this. Orange Whip. Orange Whip.
Orange Whip.
Orange
Whip.
Whip. Orange Whip.
3 Orange Whips.
Stuck in your head the rest of your life. Greatest.
Yeah. This car. This stupid car.
We're getting the band back together.
I traded it for a microphone. You traded me.
Minnie the Moocher.
It's got cop shocks, cop tires, cop motor.
Let me see if I can do this with you real quick. I can't stop watching this particular movie. See, I travel a lot. So whenever I'm on a plane, you can actually watch, they have classics. They don't seem to change the classics that much. So you can watch The Shining. And when I watch The Shining, I just fast forward to the favorite scenes that I like to watch,
Yeah.
You are the caretaker, shit like that.
Oh, my God.
But
the bar
when
scene.
Classic.
Doesn't blink. Every time he blinked, they started over. Creepy as shit.
One of the coolest movies, I think. Well, there's a lot of them. But if you look at the detail that was created for Napoleon Dynamite,
Yeah.
the credits, if you watch the opening credits, has something to do with everything that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if anybody's getting that until you watch it 10 times.
Yeah. All the plates
But
of
the
food.
plate, the food, the chapstick, everything has something to do with the movie.
My lips are so chapped.
Gosh, and it's...
Give me some of your tots.
Yeah. So I like that type of a thing.
Yeah.
Because as a comic, it's callbacks.
Yeah.
I try to do the best callbacks. My beginning, the middle, the end, the catchphrase, the through line. I make it all tie in at the end. Yeah. So when I finally come down to the end and I send my end to my catchphrase is this, good night.
Yeah.
So you could do that in the movie. So in the original Gladiator, you felt like it did that. The second Gladiator, you feel like, come on.
Yeah. The only thing in there was the sword. You saw the sword and then later went back and used the sword. I'm like, that's it? That's all we get?
Where's the little pieces? Maybe that would, I don't know. But so anyway, then you watch a project like what he's done. Joker's Wild, and you're watching it and you're stuck to it the whole time. You're going to watch it again. You're going to watch it 3 times. By the time you watch it the 5th time, you're going to say to yourself, this should be at least a 90-minute movie so that we can watch. And I hope that you get to raise the $2 million and nobody embezzles it from you and you get to make that movie and I get to play like a detective.
Oh, yeah, Chief Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's the red phone. Batman.
Yeah.
What happened to Batman? He got fucking beat and chopped up.
Hold, please.
Hey, man, thank you so much for coming down the basement.
Hey,
appreciate that.
it, man.
Tell everybody that's out there watching right now where they can find your work and, of course, watch The Joker's Wild.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram like a lot of people are. It's Aaron Writes Stuff, Aaron Writes Stuff. But I also, the film, though, is you just punch in Joker's Wild, and it's got its own channel there.
Guys, I'm telling you, go watch this project on YouTube.
Tell me how I did.
You're going to be like, man, this is badass.
Yeah.
Plus, you also get to see our producer, Tatjana Bluchel's work in creating some scary-ass creature. Again, she's an award-winning creature creator. I just made up my own term.
Yeah.
Creature creator.
Yeah, it's probably a thing.
I think saying to someone who does special effects, that's disgusting is the ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you everybody for this award.
Yeah. I'm glad it was disgusting.
I hope it made you throw up. Good night. Let's thank our producer, Tatjana Bluchel, for always making sure we have a great guest come down to the basement. And she puts it out every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Jersey time, 5 o'clock California time, anytime in the middle, right here exclusively on my YouTube channel, which is Mike Marino Live on YouTube. We're also on Spotify, and you can listen to us on Italian American radio out of New York City. Listen, everybody, let's make America Italian again. You know the motto. You don't know nothing, you don't say nothing, you don't see nothing. And how do I end every single one of my podcasts by saying the same thing with my guest? Don't take no shit from
anybody.
That's why he's a director. He's not an actor. Let's start again.
I'm not Italian.
All right, let's do it again. Ready?
Ready.
Don't take no shit from nobody.
I got to do this too.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't take no shit from nobody.
Hey. Hey folks, thanks for watching live from my mother's basement. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, hit the word like and leave me a really cool comment. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the future episodes, and you can watch some of the funniest videos on the internet. You can also listen to the show on Spotify or your favorite podcast app.